Alrighty, we have a Marantz double cassette deck, model SD4050. It has no overcurrent protection in the AC primary in front of the power transformer. You can see it's CSA approved. There's them on the, you can see the model number there. The warning, do not open, no user serviceable parts inside. Okay, so first we will take and we'll get our cord out of here. And we will remove, oops, I don't have my soldering there. To my iron. Take our wires off the board here. It's a thick place to solder there. We have a ferrite bead in here. Just shoot a little jacket off here so we can. See that black wire. Careful not to cut into our wire here. Okay, we got it right down to where we want it. We'll clip it off so it's all nice and clean there. We'll use our solder pump. I'll bring the camera down close so you can see. We'll use a solder pump here to get our solder off the board here. we have our 2 holes opened. Okay, so we'll put our line cord back in. So we'll put our wire into our cord like this. Squeeze it down. Get it into our hole here. I might be putting it on upside down, so we'll just pop it out. Squeeze it again. Push it in like this. There we go. So we'll put our ferret bead back on here. We'll push it down. So we'll put our white wire. Okay, our white wire is going to fit in the hole there. So we can cut this back a little bit here. Strip a little wire off her. We'll twist our strands together here. Okay, it's going to fit. So I'm going to just twist these a little bit better here. We'll use a little solder here. Turn our wire a little bit. Okay, that will just help keep our, I'll pump our hole a little bit better here. I'll balled up a little bit there, so I'll just take him. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to use a little flux. That'll help get the solder to flow better. There, now we have a cleaner flow there. There we go. That's what we want right there. I'll stand this up. Hi, Bob.
Oh, I was wondering why the door was unlocked
Yeah,
back there.
yeah, I'm making my fuse video.
Oh, okay.
Saw you this morning. Okay, nice. I'm gonna have to turn our heat up just a bit. We'll stick a little flux on this circuit board here, a little solder paste. Clean our tip. Clean our iron. Did you get the plug for the fan?
No, we didn't have any.
They didn't? Okay, I do have a 3-prong plug.
We have maybe a cord around here we could steal one off of?
Oh, no, I have a 3-prong plug.
You have a 3-prong?
Yeah, so that would be polarized.
I thought we only needed a 2-prong.
Right, we only need a 2-prong, but a 3-prong will polarize it, so we can still use a 3-prong.
I hope she has 3-prong sockets there
Yeah,
in her house.
yeah.
'Cause there is no ground wire on that fan, I'm
Right,
sure.
no, there isn't. So this is our AGC fuse block.
We don't know if there's a 2-prong around here we can steal one off of, huh?
Nope.
Shit. Would be nice if we had one.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shape this wire to go over on around here. We're gonna make our loop. Close it like that. Alright, so we'll ready to put some solder on here. I'll get a little flux on our soldering wire. Okay, so I'm gonna clean our tip, turn the iron.
What if we put a whole cord on it?
We might be able to do that,
Yeah,
but if I can't,
yeah,
I'll use that 3-prong plug.
okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna heat this underneath here.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
There we go. We got a nice solder joint. It's not flowing over on this side, so.
Yeah, I had that stove done last night.
Oh, you got it done? How'd it work out?
Worked out great. After I opened up the front panel and took all the controls off on the front panel, found that a mouse had gotten in there and get any of the insulation and chewed through 2 wires. Guy's happy.
Okay, we had a lot of our solder ball up down here, so
Made
we're gonna have
$100 off it. So
Oh, good, good.
it was a good deal. He was across the street from me, so I didn't really have to go over. Their
Oh,
service
you moved the
call-
camera.
Service call was 125. Boy, that was fun getting that thing apart.
Oh, wow.
Then I had to kneel on the ground and stuff to check things out.
Yeah.
Oh man, I am so sore, David. I can hardly stand up and walk.
Wow.
I can't do this stuff anymore.
See how that solder
Somebody's gotta,
went
you
up
know,
here?
either
Yeah.
we close it down or somebody takes it over.
Oh,
And it's a shame to have to close it down because there's so much profit here and stuff you could do. There's no competition really to talk about.
uh-huh.
And,
So we're
you
gonna
know,
heat this up and see if we
people
can
need
get
us.
it down.
Depend on us. The customers have been so wonderful here. Only the code enforcement officers weren't any good. Bunch of assholes.
Hmm.
Jay ain't too bad, I guess.
Uh-huh.
He's the only one. That Bob there is boss, I guess.
Okay,
Fucking
so
idiot.
oh,
Like I say,
okay, let me pause the camera so you don't bump it
braille
again.
sign on the bathroom.
Twist my strands together. Dip it in a little flux. It doesn't look like the solder really wanted to take on here, so we're gonna have to take it off. And we'll just have to clip it. And we'll just have to do it again, that's all. Get our strands all twisted together. Get into a little flux here. For some reason it's repelling it. So I'm going to dip it in some more flux here. I don't know why that's repelling it. Turn it up a little bit more. Let's try it again. Starting to take it better now. There it is. So we're going to bend our wire. Get in here. Shape it up underneath here. There we go. And we'll take and we'll put some flux on the top, and we'll get some on the bottom here. I'll make sure I get some flux right on there good. Get underneath. Clean my tip. Turn the iron. I'll go underneath. There we go. Now we're getting the kind of solder joint I want. Okay, so I'll make a little hook on this wire, and I'll strip this end to go into our circuit board. Twist my strands together like that. I'll dip it in my flux here. Maui is in Hawaii. It is a wonderful place to visit. A wonderful place to visit. Put in our wire. Get some paste in here. I'll get some more flux here. There we go, we got a nice, what did it look like it took? There we go, it looks like it took now. So we'll just let that sit and cool a little bit. Okay, so we have a nice solder joint on the bottom here. Got a nice solder joint on the bottom. It doesn't look that good here, so I'm going to take and put some more on here. There we go, we got a nice solder joint on the bottom here. I'll stick a little more on there. I'll put a little more paste on this. But it does take kind of hard. There we go. Now we have a very nice solder joint there. Let that cool a little bit better. Now the top looks cold, so you know what I'll do? I'll just heat that up again too. And I'll stick a little paste on there. Paste here, get some down here. Paste. There we go, we got a nice clean solder joint. Cool. There, now we have a nice solder joint on the top on both sides. And we have a good solder joint on our bottom on both sides here. Tuck our ferret bead under here. Block in here, and we'll stick our wire up through our hole here. Get it up there through all the way. Make sure it's up all the way here. We'll just take a little paste so we get a good solder flow here. Clean our tip, tin our iron, okay, we got everything soldered. We'll tin our tip, and we'll turn our iron off. Temperature back down a little bit. I'll let that cool a bit there. Take my clippers, I'll just clip the tops off those wires. Okay, so we'll use some alcohol and clean up the little bit of flux we got on the circuit board here. See how nice and clean that's coming up? Go, that all nice and clean. We can see our nice clean solder joints on the bottom. Now we can put our block back in here. Okay, we're gonna put a piece of tape under here to cut it so it's all nice and straight. Make sure it's long enough. Yeah, just cut it just about right here. I'll put it on the bottom of our block here. So that way we get it right in the center. Okay, I'll just move it over a bit so it's nice and centered so it looks like it's original factory work. There we go, we got it all. It's a little bit off center here, so I'll take it off again. Get it up here, right in the end. And we'll come right down to here. There we go. Let's see what it's going to look like down there. Okay, now we'll put our 632 screw through here. There's our hole right there. Nut on here. Put our screw, put our nut on here. We'll get our block nice and straight here so it's on there nice and neat. Tighten this nut up. We'll cut the end off here like this. And unfortunately it moved a little bit, but you don't get upset. You just turn it a little bit here. Where's our fuse? We did put a fuse in here. I know I had it. But you know what? I'm not getting upset. I'm not frustrating over it. If it's not there, it's not there. Complaining's not going to put it there. So we get our wires in place where we want them. Our cover screws are not going to hit the wires. And we'll just have to look for that fuse. And if I don't find it, so it's not there. So be it. It's gone, it's gone. You don't frustrate over it. Oh, here it is. This is our 1 amp fuse. It just sets in the block like this. So I'll bring the camera down so you can see the soldering here and the soldering down here. Okay, the reason I put this fuse in here, see the wires coming from the power transformer? They go over and plug in right here. And there's the 4 rectifier diodes and the power capacitor. If one of these diodes goes in a shorting condition, or if this power capacitor goes bad in a shorting condition, it can overheat this transformer in here, and while that's heating up, it can short out the windings and cause it to draw the full 20 amps to blow the house fuse or trip the 20 amp circuit breaker. So this fuse is 1 amp, so if it draws more than an amp, we'll blow this fuse, and that will protect this line cord here from overheating, because this cord is only rated for like 5 to 7 amps at the absolute most. And I'll show you the house fuse and the filament inside the house fuse. So there's the size of the filament inside the 20 amp house fuse. And see how tiny the filament is inside of this fuse? While it's taking time to burn this fuse out, with the burning out, or with the shorting out components, the transformer can overheat, and it will take a long time to blow this house fuse. And in the meantime, while it's blowing this house fuse, the line cord could be heating up and shorting out and start a fire outside the unit, and also can create a shock hazard because this transformer is metal, in a metal casing, and it's screwed to the metal cabinet of the unit. So protecting it with this 1 amp fuse will prevent that from happening.